Hey guys, I have a really exciting video here for you. Sun-dried tomato soup with shrimp and scallops. This is a request from a good friend of mine that now lives in Brazil. Follow along and enjoy. Now we're going to start off with an onion or slice it down the middle. Give it about 4 cuts along the side. Take your time here. It is a very dangerous task right here. So please, if you're new to this and you have minimal knife skills, take your time. And it should look like that. Okay, now we're going to turn the onion to the side and make a few more slits going straight down towards the board. Make sure your knife is really sharp or you're going to have a difficult time doing this. And we're just going to dice it up. Alright, some beautiful sun-dried tomatoes. We will now thinly slice them, or julienne. We're going to turn them to the side, and like always we will dice them. Make sure all your cuts are uniform here, please. Alright. Now our celery, we'll do the same thing, nice slice and the dice, put them off to the side, and repeat the process with your sweet potatoes. The sweet potatoes here are acting as a thickening agent for our tomato soup, okay? So now we're going to dice them up and then place them off to the side. Next, start dicing up your Roma tomatoes. So what you want to do is cut off the head and the bottom, okay? Cut it down the center. Cut about 3 wedges out of 1/2, 3 or 4 roughly, and then give it 3 cuts the other way so you get a large dice or a medium dice, okay? Depending on the size of your romas, which they should be medium. Now, you want to slice up your carrots, julienne them again, and then turn them sideways to dice them. Please, I can't stress enough that you need to have uniform cuts or your vegetables will not cook evenly here, okay? So take a look there, nice and uniform. Now quick overview, I added 4 cloves of garlic to this recipe. I will not be dicing them, I'll be keeping them whole. Now you want to make sure that you peel your shrimps nicely here, okay? And look for this. It is the vein in the back of the shrimp. Once you slice it down, you need to make sure you remove that. It is not something you want to eat. It's basically the intestine of the shrimp where all the waste goes. I'm not going to go any further with that. The scallops here, you want to remove the small muscle on the end of the scallop. It's a bit tough, and then pat them dry with a paper towel right before we season them. The seasoning I'm adding here is the peri piri spice blend. Now you want to make sure you coat the scallops and the shrimp very evenly with this, okay? A little bit of salt and EVO, extra virgin olive oil, and some fresh herbs, some dill, some chives, and a little bit of basil just to sprinkle over it. And just make sure you massage this all into the shrimp, okay? And this is what it should look like at the end, right before we sear them. So get your frying pan nice and hot, place it away from you as not to splash the hot oil on yourself and get burned. Alright, once you place them in, make sure you do not disturb them until they're ready to flip. They will let you know. If they're sticking, just let them cook. The scallops will let you know, okay? So don't rush it. Take a look here. It's nice golden brown. You can see all the nice fresh herbs on there. Everything's looking beautiful. I'm going to start to take them off soon. My shrimps are about 90% cooked. I take them off at about 90% so that when they sit and rest, they jump an extra 10%, if that makes sense. So you want to put them on a piece of paper towel to soak up any excess oil. And take a look at that. Just beautiful. I cannot describe to you how much fun I had cooking this dish. Right here you can see a lot of flavor on the bottom of our pot. You do not want to wash that away. We want to add our vegetables right away. Our onion, celery, sun-dried tomatoes, our potato, and our carrots. And we're going to let that saute for about 5 minutes on medium. Alright, right before we deglaze it, the dish should look like this. Everything nice and sauteed for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to pour in just a little bit of vegetable stock just to get all that wonderful flavor off the bottom. As you can see here, I'm using a wooden spoon to scrape the bottom and not a metal one or a pair of tongs, because you do not want to scrape metal on metal. Then we want to add the rest of our stock, okay? Add in our crushed tomatoes and our diced romas. Do not forget about those wonderful shrimp shells that we peeled off our shrimps earlier and put aside. Want to add them in there for extra flavor, just toss them in and give them a quick stir. And bring it to a simmer, and simmer for about 20 minutes on medium heat with a lid, okay? Now, once that's done, we're gonna puree it. You could use a food processor here or a blender. Just make sure if you're using a blender, start with a pulsing motion. You do not want to turn the blender on full speed and have it explode on you with hot liquid in there. Okay, now we're gonna add some Greek yogurt and chopped basil and just finish pureeing that until it's a nice consistency. Now for the plating, we're gonna put the scallops down on the bottom first, add a little bit of the shrimp on top, gently place in our soup. See, I made a little mess there. Just clean up the sides before you serve. Okay, wipe it all around. And I'm telling you guys, I had a lot of fun cooking this dish. Thank you very much for requesting it. It was super delicious. One of my all-time favorites for sure. Guys, please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment below anything you need clarification on. All right, ciao.